Yeah.
Stuart, this is Jennifer.
Yeah, 1 second. Smidar, you're disrupting the whole class. You have to really sit still, wait another 5 minutes. You can do that other thing. Thank you. Yes, Jennifer.
In the last week or so, you've talked a lot about procrastination during the talks. What is that related to in our spiritual work?
Well, look, it relates very, strongly to one's spiritual practice, because unless you do it with enough consistency, the practice isn't going to work. I see it here where people will miss class 3 times a week. They go away, they this, they that. And, it doesn't work. You have to have a consistency of doing something in order to build strength in it so that it truly works for you. Procrastinating is really probably one of the 8 deadly sins, because people think in their brain they always have time to do things. And there's nothing inside them that recognizes how incredible, valuable time is. And time is something that shouldn't be wasted. So, yes, procrastination. And I know in this meditation, there's so many people that they disappear and they come, they don't come. There's no real set way that they do this. And it's a way of, it's one of 2 things. Either my teachings aren't deep enough to connect with them, or they just, I'll do it. Stuart does it 7 times a week. I can do it today. I can do it tomorrow. I can do it whenever, So I think that's a very difficult area of growth, is the fact that people procrastinate. They don't take advantage of what God is putting in their life. And people attend the morning class. They want to come to this class and international class, and then they disappear from the evening class. And it's mostly because, they don't take advantage. There are 2 classes. We had this incredible retreat. We had this, week of such intense meditation practice, and there are people that missed it. So either the work isn't for them, or I'm not going deep enough to connect with them, or that's how they live their lives, It's like Shakespeare, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. He creeps in this petty pace from day to day, and it's really the way most people live their lives. And there isn't the immediacy of what they have to do to grow, and taking advantage of the gifts that God puts in their life. So there's always a reason not to do. There's always a reason not to commit to spiritual practice. Usually it has to do with money, and it has to do with relationships. That's usually what it has to do with. So I hate to say it, but procrastination is a very difficult problem, even in what I teach. Seeing how people cling to it and allow it to become part of their lives. That, I can do it. I don't have to do it. I can go tomorrow. I can go next week. I can, and before you know it, people grow old. They don't even have the energy to do it anymore. Life is but a passing shadow. We're play that struts and frets his hour on the stage, and then is heard no more. And I love the final line of the tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. But at the same time, it's a tale told by a wise person, full of deep inner work and a connection with spirit that signifies everything. I hate to change Shakespeare's words around, but one can also look at them that way. If we apply ourselves to the gifts that are given to us and we don't take them for granted, and Zoom stops giving me this lousy connection, and we really use the time that's available to truly build a life that is full of love, that's full of joy, that's full of, development and a connection with God. So people procrastinate, and they do it mostly without even knowing they're doing it. They're so used to it that it's part of the habitual way they function. And I've said it a million times, time is very precious. We are allotted X amount of time. We come to the earth. Why are we here? To procrastinate? Why do we come here? To learn what we have to do, to grow and work out our karma and truly become one with a higher force of energy in the universe. That's why we're born here. Everything else becomes it's like a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury. A lot of noise, and it doesn't signify anything. All the politics, the economics, all the drama in life. One day, it doesn't matter anymore, People come, they go. And all of those years, or most of those years, are wasted because people procrastinate. Now, I don't mean we become fanatical about the way we live, but we, in a very deep and conscious state, recognize the sacred nature of what we're given every day of our lives. Look, I'm not a religious person, but in the Jewish religion, they have a prayer for every little thing, everything, the breath, the this, the wine, the there's a prayer for everything. Why? Because everything is sacred. Everything is sacred. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
Yes, I do. In the last class, I had a memory. I was 4 years old, and I remembered a little bit of the memory, but I felt like energy coming through. And the memory was really vivid, but not from 4 years old. It was very sophisticated. Mm-hmm. Like I was watching the memory, and it was telling me a lot of details that a little child doesn't know. It's like, and I wanted to ask, how can I make a difference between an illusion and a memory, a real memory? How can I trust it?
How can you what?
How can I trust it to be real? I was very emotional through the process.
Look, you can only remember things based upon the way you're living today. You never can see them exactly as you experienced them when you were a child. And it's not a matter of trusting or not trusting. It's a matter of what you learn from the memory. Because what you remembered as being a 4-year-old is really reflects upon exactly how you live today. And what is it teaching you about yourself today? Because you never can re-experience these things. I don't know what's going on with the Zoom, but it keeps going off and on and through the whole class. So what I would suggest in that kind of experience, what can you learn about how you can develop your life today? Not analyzing it, trying to figure out what happened when you were, because you'll never do it. But what does it teach me? I am seeing myself as a 4-year-old from my perspective as I live today. Why am I focusing on those things? How can they help me to grow?
Something forced me during the memory. Like I felt the energy coming through. I didn't want to remember, really. I didn't want to. But I felt the energy, and I've seen, like, it was very vivid what happened. And I don't know if it really happened or not. It's hard for me to. It was like a plant medicine, the plant medicine teaches me. And I know when
honestly, dear, I wouldn't worry about it.
Yes, but you always tell me not to worry, Stuart.
Yeah, don't worry. Take in the energy of the memory, take in the energy of the dream, take it in, learn from it how you have to build your life today. And don't start getting into some big complicated, what does it mean? What happened?
No, I just fear from illusion state. And I just want to.
If you look at it from the way, I'll repeat it again. If you look at it from the way you're living today, you're not looking at an illusion. If you're trying to relive the past, you're going to create an illusion for yourself. What is it teaching you about you today? That's why we have dreams. That's why we have memories of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I wouldn't get complicated. I have to have a talk with Zoom. I don't know what's going on here. Are you all experiencing that too? It's going off and coming on? No? I don't know. It's going in my computer. Going off. It's happened about 20 times in the middle of a class. So don't
worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Okay. Don't worry about anything. Just live your life, love your life, and find joy in your heart. And use whatever takes place in your life as a way of learning about what you have to do to grow today.
Okay.
You can't do anything about the past. The past is like a shadow, It doesn't exist anymore. It's something that follows us around and it doesn't exist. So many people try to relive the past, feel guilty about the past. I used to have, this is not your situation, but I used to go to a prison and teach. And I told all these women that came to this class, I said, whatever happened to you in the past doesn't exist anymore. Now we have to work in this moment. We have to grow and change and let the past go. It no longer exists. And boy, I'm telling you, it was a breath. It was a sigh of relief in that class. When I told people that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have a question? Okay, if there are no more questions, this has been an incredibly intense week. I can't tell you how exhausted I am from this week. I feel like I went through a shredder this week, but it was very good and powerful, and I've watched people grow and change in front of me. And that kind of investment of energy for me is really something wonderful. It's something that does nothing but help me to grow, and it certainly has helped the people that attended all those classes to grow. So God bless you all for being here, for being part of my life, for doing this work. As I tell you all the time, you are my teacher. When Rudy left, I didn't have a teacher to replace him, And he told me, he said, life will be your teacher. If anyone ever asks you who the guru is, he once told me this, the guru is life. He prepared me for sitting in front of the guru. I'm trying to prepare every one of you to do the same, that it's life. That is the ultimate teacher about what we need to learn to get to God. And Rudy always said it's like a giant smorgasbord, and he wants to eat from every dish on the table. Nothing to have to come back here for. So thank you, bless you all, and there'll be a class on Sunday. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. God bless you.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much.
Yes, Stuart.
Thank you.